There's always that moment before every big adventure when you stop and think, am I ready for this?
Good morning, everybody. We are finally on a road trip, and if you watched our last video about preparing for long road trips, maybe you caught some of the Easter eggs. We were going north. We were going really north and west then north. We are headed towards Dawson City in the Yukon. And if we can make it, we will then go across the top of the world highway and then scooch over to Delta Junction and then do the Alaska Highway. But, because why would things be easy? The border crossing for the top of the world highway closes on September the 15th. It's September the 6th now. I got on the road a little bit later last night, but we still have about 6,000 kilometers to make it because I want to get there with enough time to do stuff and, you know, a little bit of extra day for, there you go, honey bear, and a little bit of extra time. So we basically have a week to do 6,000 kilometers, and I'm not really mathematically inclined, so I'll put it on the conversion for my American friends. So there we go. We stopped at a little rest area last night when I just could not go on any further. We are enjoying a little bit of a walk and a sniff because we hauled rump to get here, and it rained pretty much all night. A torrential downpour, it sounded. No leaks in the trailers. That's great. Oh, I haven't checked the back yet. So the dogs are actually quite antsy-pantsy, so I think we're gonna put off making the morning coffee. I know, hard to believe, but there is a Tim Hortons down the road, so I will not remain uncaffeinated for long. From far away, this looked like a kid seen from the back with long hair. Boy, was I ever off on that one. Quick break. We're in Wawa. Just a couple hours north of Sault Ste. Marie. View's not bad though from the welcome center. So come to Wawa, see the goose. So we had a not bad sleep. There's the car. The lookout, there it is, in Nipigon is on one of the main roads, so you would think it'd be, you know, really noisy. And there were some kids that went by on, I think, a dirt bike. And you can see there's a pit toilet over there, so that was used a time or two. But on that, it was a good sleep, and we're just having a foggy morning stroll. I was gonna take them up there, but the footing wasn't what I would have liked. So King's just doing what King does, and away we go. Sunday morning, I think. Sunday morning. Third day on the second. We're in Manitoba. That's really all that matters. We're in Manitoba. And we spent the night in one of the strangest provincial parks I think I've ever been in. Small, which is not the weird thing, but it's basically an entire dog park with some pull-off spots around the side. I mean, nothing that says you can't stay there overnight, and other people have obviously parked vehicles there, so, you know, legit. But all around it is a cemetery. So that's kind of the strangest part. We're just outside of we're near Portage la Prairie. I think underneath Portage la Prairie, in Portage la Prairie. I actually set my alarm to get up, which I beat it because I didn't want to be, you know, dealing with a bunch of dogs in the dog park, because we were literally right next to the dog park. And I jump out, I do my scan around, and there on the other side of the trailers, a bunch of people with 3 dogs. I'm actually kind of surprised that Lily didn't hear them. But the good thing about, as much as I hate dog parks to, you know, let your dog run around with a bunch of strange dogs, and, you know, that's never good. It's good for giving your dog the opportunity to see other dogs running, but still be contained and be totally safe, because, you know, we've all seen enough of the "it's okay, my dog is friendly" as they come barreling up at you at 1,000,000 miles an hour. So we've done a little bit of counter conditioning and they're doing pretty good actually. I expected Meathead to, Meathead, but he was good, and now I think we're gonna have a pee and a poop. So talk to you later. Taking a little bit of a break. Do this. I know you're not supposed to. Oh God, it's bright out here. You're not supposed to keep your sunglasses on. So sorry, we'll face into the sun. I will suffer. We are in Yukon, Saskatchewan, which is just over the border from Manitoba, and Lily is going crazy chasing after grasshoppers. We're at the visitor center, which oddly enough isn't open on the weekend. I don't get why you wouldn't be open on a weekend when most visitors are visiting by, but whatever. It's a nice place to go for a walk and stretch our legs, and that's what we're doing. Is that you telling me you'd like to go inside now? Mr. Sassy Pants? You want to go inside? You want to go inside? That's what you want to do? You're such a doofus. You are such a doofus. Alright, so it's the end of Sunday? Sunday. We are just past Saskatchewan in a pretty decent location. I am exhausted. 800 kilometers a day in and of itself isn't hard, but when you have to keep the dogs in mind and give them walk breaks and water breaks, and someone, namely that guy, was not eating for the first couple of days. I would put food down for him and he would just turn his nose up at it. He ate treats, so I know there wasn't anything wrong. He just was not eating his food. So finally he's eating again, just to make me worry, I suppose. But yeah, I am wiped. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep up this pace. Like we're about halfway there, so we can do it. And then it's going to be, once we get to Dawson, we'll be able to chill out and take a much more leisurely pace. But the clock is ticking. Like I said, I'm just exhausted. So see you tomorrow. Good morning. It is Monday morning, and it's Monday morning. We're all packed up. We're about to go for a walk, but I have a quick question while I've got you here about etiquette. Here you can see there's a path behind my big ass head. As I was packing up after dinner last night, like how far down we are. As I was packing up after, I don't want to be down here because in case someone else is down there with a dog. So as I'm packing up dinner, I hear heavy breathing, and first thing I do before I do anything else is just grab a hold of King. Both the dogs are on their long lines, of course. But some guy pops out of the trees with a handful of dogs, like Shih Tzus or maybe Lhasas, like not big dogs, but they were all, the sound of the heavy breathing was them dragging him down the trail, it looked like. And of course mine just lose their mind because they're like, who's this guy? And there's dogs and all that, dogs to begin with. So it was a total mess, and he just walked straight across the site to, there's a trail that goes out the other side. So my question for you is this: you're approaching a site like these are free sites. Do you announce your presence? Do you announce that you're there? Or do you just walk across? It's not because of the whole, you need permission to cross my site or anything like that. Like, that's not what I'm trying to say. It's, should you make sure? I have dogs that are on leash, because not everyone does that. Because like, my dog is friendly, my dog is well trained. Well, in this case, it wouldn't have mattered how well trained your dog is. It's likely going to go approach a person that you didn't see. Or maybe, someone was in a state of undress, or, shouldn't be doing that. But anyway, so is that proper etiquette? I think that yes, at least a hello, I'm just passing through, is proper. Let me know. I don't have to be a big jerk. Okay, so I know, sorry, bad lighting. We are done. Monday, yes, like the hat. Long day, a little bit longer, and I just happened to find this site And as you can see, you know, I took you on a little bit of a tour there. It's pretty okay. Pretty okay. Unfortunately, I got here, it's about 8 o'clock this time, so I'm not gonna really have a ton of time to enjoy it before the sun goes, well, before it gets dark. One of the things I kind of forgot to take into account on this haul-ass trip is that the further west we go, we basically go back in time, like the time zones change. I can't remember if I've said that or not. I thought about it and I was like, oh, I'm such an idiot. But what that means is that I get an extra day of daylight, so I'm still waking up in what would be sleeping in back home, but I'm early for here, so that can definitely, I don't know what they're into. Come on, King, let's go. Out, leave it. Leave it. Good job, buddy. Probably someone's pooed there or something. Yeah. With us waking up at what would be, you know, 7 o'clock here, it's actually like 9 o'clock back home, so that helps. So I should be able to get some exploration time in before we have to head out in the morning. We just had a couple of trumpeter swans fly over our campsite. I've never heard trumpeter swans before, and I thought it was like some cartoon horn from one of the logging somethings or whatever, but no, it was trumpeter swans. Flew right over top of us. We are up. Lily is certainly antsy-pantsy today. I don't know what, I think she smells something out there. There was something in the bush last night. Not huge, it wasn't like bear, but it was something walking around. We are just getting ready to go. I'm actually feeling kind of lazy. I woke up with the alarm instead of before it. We took a nice leisurely walk. There's a lakeside trail here, and we went a little bit down that, and then I think that's when I started hearing the weird noises. I was like, and it started getting further, and I was like, we gotta get going. So we're just gonna make a cup of coffee and pack up because I have all of my food in the car, so it's not in the trailer, and then we're gonna hit the road. So talk to you later. A little breakfast. Hi, you were just eating. So we are mile 0 of the Alaska Highway, and I actually don't feel weird. I look like pretty much probably everyone who comes here. So the pups are making their. It's busy here. It's loud, and let's see if you can spot a certain sticker. Let's see if I can do this. Where are we? I lost us. I need, there we go. I need to landmark. There we go. Woohoo! We're having a leg stretch. And we're gonna continue on. Right, big man? Oh, you're in my shadow. I don't mean that. We are having a little snacky poo. I don't know, it's like mid-afternoon snack. And the dogs are helping me out with the cheese, you know, because the cheese is kind of been around for a little bit. It's not bad or anything, but it's got to get eaten. So it's Wednesday. I really shouldn't do this and walk at the same time. It's kind of A, dangerous because there's loose rocks, and B, horse poop everywhere, which is, it's okay. It's a horse place, horse trail. So we should be in Whitehorse today. So that will actually take a good bit of the pressure off. From Whitehorse, it's only another 500 and some odd kilometers to Dawson City. So barring, what are you into? Oh God, you're gonna smell like something gross, aren't you? I don't know what she's rolling in. Yeah, we stopped on the side of the, I was gonna say Trans-Canada. No, we're not on the Trans-Canada anymore. We stopped on the side of the Alcan, and like I said, we found this little horse parking area, and I tried to drive back here, not quite to there, but you can kind of see why I would have, because it's quite pretty. I just didn't have the clearance. So after a rather hair-raising back up. I found another spot and then had to back up through that. And I'm getting really good with reversing. Really, really good. So that is that. We're just going for a quick pre-morning stroll. King's having a morning constitutional. And well, we're going to get on the road. Talk to you later. So I had to take a moment here. We were driving north, or we're still driving north on the Alaska Highway, and we came up on this place called it's Jack's Place is the cafe, but the like gas facility is Double G something. And I mean, I had more than half a tank of gas. Wasn't sure when the next gas station was, where it's really hilly, so I'm like, I'm gonna err on the side of caution, get a bit more gas. So I go in there. First of all, the gas is really expensive. It was $2.30 a liter. I think the most I've seen at other places was $1.71, but like I said, I don't want to run out of gas here. So I go in, and I'd heard the cinnamon rolls were really good, so naturally I got one. The cinnamon roll is really good. But there was only one guy working. He was working the griddle and he was working cash. So I understand he was, probably a little stressed, a little bit surly, although I get the feeling from the memorabilia and the, stuff on the things, that's just part of his shtick. And so I go back out to the car and, do the gas thing and all that. And I go back to the car where I had parked originally. I parked on the north side of the lot. I didn't realize it, but there were some dogs in a fenced off area just off to the side. So get my cinnamon roll. I'm gassed up. I go to the south side of the lot. So we're on the other side of the parking lot. And this is where what happens. So let the dogs out of their harnesses. We're enjoying a cinnamon roll. And I look over and there's 3 dogs off leash, one of which had been behind the fenced off area, and a woman walking a 4th. Well, the dogs look over and they see these dogs, and they just literally just let out a couple barks. Next thing I know, the car is surrounded, and one of the big ones that I had recognized before jumps up on the side of the door, and he's scratching at the car. And of course, King's on this side, and they're yelling at each other, insulting each other's moms for sure. So finally, the other dog, the dogs go back to the woman on the leash. So once it's safe for me to finally get out of the car, I look, and there's gouges on the door of my car. So I walk over to her. I'm like, your dog scratched my car, and she just ignores me. And I'm like, honey, I'm almost 6 feet tall. There's no way you don't know I'm here. So then I walk up to her even closer, obviously not up into her face or anything, but within 10 feet or so, 10, 15 feet. And I go, excuse me. And then she finally looks up at me, your dog scratched the hell out of my car. And rather than, oh, I'm sorry or something like that, she just walks over to my car with her dog on leash and the other 3 all in tow. Now, at this point, they weren't attacking the car. And then she starts rubbing at it, and she goes, well, I don't know what to do. What? I'm like, you can control your dogs. Well, I didn't know there were dogs out here. I think a blood vessel exploded, because all I could think is, what is wrong with you? And then she goes, well, you can send me a bill. I'm like, you know what? No, forget about it. I mean, in my head, I'm going, the car already has a few scratches. This isn't the only one, and by the time I get home, there's going to be more. So if I'm going to get anything patched up, I'll do it all at once. I'm not going to go for more. But even just the fact that she didn't go like, here's a couple $100, just whatever. Okay, fine. It's not all about the money. It was the fact that she was just so clueless. Like, I don't know if there was something else going on, or she just didn't realize the gravity of the situation. Because if I had the dogs outside, just like we normally do, hey, here's a quick pee break, it would have been a full-on dog fight. Her 3, and then King. Like, it would have been so ugly. And I think that was why I just went, no, you know what? Forget it. I'm gone. Like, I am gone. So if you're doing the Alcan Highway, the Alaska Canada Highway, and if you decide to go to Jack's Place, because I'm pretty sure this woman works there or lives there, be very, very, very careful with your dogs. And the gas is really expensive. The food looked outstanding though, kind of expensive, but the slices of toast I saw were like this thick. So just be very, very careful. Needless to say, I shan't be returning to that location, and we had to take a bit of a break. I'll try to figure out what the heck is wrong with my windshield, because I think maybe I need new blades. But I stewed a little bit for a little bit, and then we stopped for a little saunter. It's raining a bit, so we're gonna be heading back on the road soon. I'll talk to you later. So, night of Wednesday, we made it through Whitehorse, no problem. So that was good. Whitehorse is a cute little city. Maybe on the way back, we'll take some time and we'll explore a little bit more. Very historic place. We're in a, I don't know what you call parking area for the night. There were a bunch of other places, but I have a nasty tendency of underestimating where my hitch is, and there's nothing quite like that sound of it smashing off of some uneven ground. And Mr. Pouty Pants, do you want to talk to the camera now? Hey, Mr. Pouty Pants. I'm just cleaning up my dinner, and then I'm going to go to bed because it is almost midnight my time. But we should be in Dawson tomorrow. I think we have like less than 500 kilometers, and my American friends, I will put it up here for you. So we'll be in Dawson tomorrow, barring unforeseen circumstances. You know what the craziest thing, the biggest slowdown for us? Construction. We've been held up for so long and so much construction, and that has been the biggest slowdown of all things. Not the elk and the bison walking across the street, which we had today. Yeah, we're on the Klondike Highway now, and we're gonna be in Dawson tomorrow. So, slight change of plans, maybe. I stopped off at Braeburn Lodge because as I was driving by, I saw that they had world famous cinnamon rolls. I mean, look at the size of the cinnamon roll. Yeah, it's 20 bucks, but it's like, it's the size of my head. I don't think we're gonna have dogs attacking the car like we did the last time we stopped for some cinnamon rolls. There was a really sweet one in there who was just passed out. He's like, I've got 6 dogs, and none of them have been on leashes or collars or anything. And I'm like, yeah, unfortunately, I don't have that luxury. So anyway, he suggested that we stop in Tombstone for the night. And he said, we got plenty of time for the ferry. It won't be a problem. And he said, you will regret it if you don't go. So, and I've seen that quite a few times. So I think that we are going to go to Tombstone tonight. And we'll stay there tonight. And then by then it's just a short stop to Dawson. And we could pretty much do all of the stuff that I want to do in Dawson on tomorrow anyway. So slight change of plans, but not really in the end of it. And I'm gonna let you know how this cinnamon roll goes. How the hell does Spielberg do this? Hi. We are at Tombstone Mountain Provincial Park in the Yukon, and you know, the view is, well, I suppose you could say it's adequate. It's actually gorgeous. It is so pretty. The guy at the cafe, I can't remember what it was called. I'm tired. He said, you know, I wouldn't regret it, and I don't. 20 bucks is the fee. I think this is the only time that I've put any money into a site just based on that guy's recommendation, and I'm not disappointed. We took a lovely little walk. I'm not gonna go to sleep yet, but we're getting damn close to it because I am really freaking tired. And it's raining, or it's spitting. So we will be in Dawson tomorrow. I'm planning on leaving here early, maybe make a cup of coffee depending on the rain, which is starting to come down now. Or not. If it's raining, we're just gonna bounce and let me get you that mountain there. There we go. We'll do a little bit of tour of Dawson, do the sourdough cocktail, which was really the whole reason for me coming all this way. And then that's Friday, so it's Saturday. We will take the ferry across, as long as nothing happens to change that. And we will be on the top of the World Highway. I'll see you probably tomorrow. well, we're just getting ready to go. Hi. It is 8:45 this time. And we're leaving Tombstone. And of course, just as I get packed up, the rain stops. And I was talking to a woman who was out walking her dog, and she'd mentioned that, the snow is already coming, further down the mountains and all that. So, yeah, we had a lot of precipitation last night, and the roads are going to be quite mucky, and I'm really not looking forward to that. So that's why I packed up the dogs as quickly as I could. And I'm kind of glad we took them. Well, we went for a little walk along the trail last night, or along the same trail that we walked last night. Just a short little one, because someone here was picking up on something. So, and I was worried about running into that woman. And there's another campsite that has 3 dogs. So I was a little worried about that. So we just had a really quick turnaround. And like I said, as soon as we finished packing up, the rain stopped. But we have to go to Dawson. So talk to you soon. We made it. We made it to Dawson City. It's Friday, late morning, and we're here. So let's get some exploring done.